All right, welcome back to another one of our film reviews. Today we are talking Chicago Bears rookie tight end Colston Loveland. And I tell you what, folks, every single week this young tight end gets better and better and better. And he put together a really good performance for the Chicago Bears. And we'll break down everything he did so well and why this Bears offense continues to chug along. As always, in the comment section below, give us any feedback you might have. If you're a fan of these film reviews and want to help support us, consider becoming a member of our channel. It's a big help to us. There's a link in the description box below that will take you right there. But without further ado, let's jump right into the film. All right, let's get going with some running game. There's Colston Loveland right there on the left side of your screen, part of a two tight end package right there. What we're going to get here is an inside zone, split zone concept. We're going to get zone double team right here, working up to next level. Base reach here. We're going to get zone double team right here, working up to next level, backside scoop, and we're going to get the receiver in motion pre-snap, and he's going to come out here and kick out the in man on the line of scrimmage, and it's going to look like inside zone this direction, but you're just trying to get a lot of flow this direction from the linebackers and safeties, and then to cut back behind just like this. But really, if you're on the play side, just like Colston Loveland is right here, you got to treat this like it's a zone coming right at you because it could. I want you guys to watch this zone double team. They get a lot of movement at the point of attack. Blow number 43 literally out of the screen. Love the physicality. Let's check it out. There's a motion. There's a snap. There's a split zone, north and south. Not a whole lot of action there. Pretty well defended by the Minnesota Vikings. You can see they don't get a lot of movement. Play side right tackle, center right guard. Again, the right guard kind of goes a little ugly spill there. That's not great. Yikes, that kind of blows the whole play up there. But let's look at Loveland right here at the play side. They get on 43 with that double team and blow him out of the picture. Guys, that's good football, right? Obviously, this running play by itself didn't pick up a lot of yardage, but this is really good at the point of attack. Double team right up to the defensive back, number 44. I tell you what, you get on a defensive end, an edge defender like this, and you walk them literally out the screen like that, that's good football. That's physical football. That's what Ben Johnson is looking for, and that's what the Bears are starting to get, guys. This is becoming a physical football team. I know this game went down to the wire, as a lot of these Bears games somehow managed to do over the past month or so, but the Bears, on a snap-by-snap basis, they're playing really good physical football, especially with their tight ends, especially with Colston Loveland. Again, firing off, getting hip to hip, getting a great double team, blowing that DB out of the way. I mean, this is just awesome stuff. Defensive end out of the picture, DB getting caught up in the trash. Great double team right there. If this wasn't a design cutback with a split zone right here and the running back keeps it wide, I mean, look at this hole, guys. It's one of these things where if the play was just a normal inside zone, I mean, this could have been a huge play. I guarantee the Chicago Bears will come back to this in multiple games in the future. Great job right here by Loveland. All right, for the wide copy, looks really good. Watch Loveland and Komet right here at the bottom of your screen. Get on 43, walk them off the line of scrimmage, get on 44. I mean, look at this movement, guys. Where was the ball snapped? Right around, just right at the 20, right? And they engaged right around the hash marks. They walk them back all the way near the 23 and about 10 yards away. I mean, look at this hole. If this hadn't been a design cutback and they just keep this wide like a normal zone play, they got hats on hats and they got on the edge and they got up the hash probably for a huge play, one-on-one with the safety for a touchdown. I guarantee you Ben Johnson, the Bears offensive coaching staff, they're going to come back to this in the future because they're going to say, listen, if Komet and Loveland can get this kind of movement at the point of attack, we're just going to run right behind it if teams want to stack all their heavy bodies inside. Bears fans expect to see this kind of running play, but not a design cutback. They're going to keep it play side behind Colston Loveland and Cole Komet. All right, how about a little power football? And there's Colston Loveland right there on the left side of your screen. You can see the Bears, they're knocking on the door about 2 yards away from a score, and it's going to be power football. We're going to get a base block here, double team right here, working up to the backside linebacker, back block here from the center, backside guard's going to pull, kick out the end man on line of scrimmage, and 85 is going to come through here and pick up the play side linebacker scraping over the top. Let me clean up this picture for you guys right there. Running back's going to take a little counter step and then follow the blocks right in the hole. The real key block here at the point of attack is Colston Loveland. They got to get good movement working here with the left tackle, get this guy out of the way, and then get up to the backside linebacker and seal him while you have two guys leading through just like this. Again, a real key block here from the tight end. Rookie does a good job. Let's check it out. Little pre-snap motion. There's a snap. There's a handoff. Walk-in touchdown. Huge hole. Really well blocked. You can see the backside pulling guard does just enough. Runs through there with a full head of steam. Not a great block in terms of a pancake or anything like that. Doesn't really stay on him, but gets just enough. Komet comes through, gets a good block there as well. But let's look at the key block, this double team right here between Benedict and Loveland. What they teach you in this situation, if you got a double team and your guy goes away, goes inside, you work up to the next level immediately. That's what Loveland does there. He sees the defensive end slant inside, so he goes up to the backside linebacker off the rip, picks him up, seals him inside. I mean, this is a really good block. Look at this hole at the goal line. Look at this. This could have scored from the other 1-yard line. Could have been a 99-yard touchdown run. That's how well blocked this is. Left tackle, left guard, backside guard, Kmet, Loveland, of course. Everyone does a great job here. The end result is a touchdown for the Chicago Bears.
As we see here, Colston Loveland getting in run blocking once again. Had a really great streak of blocking in general the last 4 weeks. Average a low 70 run blocking grade, which was much better than the first 4 games of the season for him. We had a low 50 grade run blocking, so major jump for him, getting more consistency in the run blocking game early on, as well as good pass blocking grades as well. Limited use case, about only 11 pass blocking snaps the last 4 games, but high 70 overall grade average out for him. So Colston Loveland becoming a strong blocker. We know he's got great receiving tools, but really great blocking game here for Colston Loveland.
All right, going back to more of a zone scheme, and there's Colston Loveland right there on the left side of your screen as part of a 3 tight end package on the offensive right. This is obviously a lot of meat on that side of the field. We're going to get a zone double team here, working up to the next level. We're going to get a zone double team right here, working up to the next level. We're going to get a base reach here. We're going to get the center actually blocking back. I think that's a mistake. I think he was supposed to work up to number 51 because he's unblocked, but we get another really good double team right here at the point of attack. They get movement and up to the next level. Let's check it out. There's a snap. There's a handoff. 51's unblocked and he makes the play, but they do a really good job on the play side, except for the, who's that, 81, gets kind of trundled right there. I tell you what, that's not great. But the guard and the tackle, they do their part. They get a little bit of movement right there. And if you look at Loveland and Kmet, they do a good job once again. You can see Loveland right there working 43 out of the picture, torquing him outside. You can see Kmet getting up to the defensive back on the left side of your screen. I mean, if 81 doesn't fall flat on his face right here, I think DeAndre Swift's able to hit and basically follow Kmet and Loveland and really burst this for a big play. But again, no one picks up 51. I think the center right here, he's got to work up to 51. Somebody does. Maybe it's 81 working up that direction if he doesn't fall flat on his face. I mean, this is just a really ugly rep right here for him. But overall, when you get Loveland and Cole Kmet, again, these base reaches, these zone double teams on the play side at the point of attack, they're getting really good at it. I expect this play to become a staple for the Bears going forward. Maybe not with the 3 tight end package, maybe with just a 2 tight end package with Cole Kmet and Colston Loveland bearing the brunt of the load because they do a good job. It's not quite as impactful as the first play in the film review, but it's still a good double team. Get good movement up to the next level. Nice job by them. All right, from the wide copy, you get a really good look at it right here. Watch them get on 43 for Minnesota, walk them out the way, torque them around a little bit. Kmet's able to work up to the next level. That's really good there. You can see 81 right here, just kind of eat it, kind of kills the whole play. You can see the center right here. I don't know if he's supposed to go up to 51, but it's kind of weird that he blocks back on his zone play working to the offensive right. So there may be a lot of mistakes on this play for the Bears, but there isn't mistakes between 85 and 84. They do a really good job here. Again, getting movement, getting up to the next level, staying on him the entire way. And I love that torque right there because if you get this defensive end not parallel to line of scrimmage, you see right there, he's now perpendicular. That's winning football because they teach these guys, as you can see by this defensive tackle, to stay parallel to line of scrimmage. When Loveland torques him just like this, it opens up a crease or would open up a theoretical crease if, 81 hadn't gotten destroyed. I think this is a kind of blocking that the Bears will utilize a lot in the upcoming weeks. All right, so what's the effect of having a tight end that can block? And there's Loveland right there on the left side of your screen. So he's going to come in motion right here. He's almost going to act like he's going to lead in base reach number 43 as they work to run right at him. But here's the thing, guys. It's going to be a play action, and then Loveland's going to leak out of here, and he's going to be wide open for a big play. Again, it's one of those things when you're, let me clean up the picture for you guys right there. When you're number 43 and you've been blown off the football by 84, half dozen times at this point, he comes in motion. You see him line in front of you. You're like, okay, I got to really hunker down and make sure I didn't get blown off the football. And then when he fires out into you and then leaks out into the pass route, you're just totally dead to rights. Again, this is the effect Colston Loveland can have. Let's check it out. Pre-snap motion. There's a snap. There's the play fake. Loveland's wide open over there for a big play. All right, let's break it down. Let's look at Colston Loveland. Again, he comes in motion. He fires out the 43, and all 43 sees on the right side of the picture right there is, okay, I'm getting base reached again by 84, and I am tired of getting blown out of the way. So what does 43 do? He works inside looking for the run. Suddenly it's like, oh my gosh, it's a play action, and it's a big play, 8-9 yard play. It's almost a first down the field. And this is an easy throw and catch, right? Wide open, just throw it up there. Loveland plucks it down and just falls forward. It's one of those things. Football becomes easy when you can block well and run well because you get defensive players playing the run. It's an adage as old as the game itself, right? You run the football well, linebackers, defensive ends, safeties, they creep up to stop the run, just like 43 does here. You throw it behind them for an easy completion. Football is simple, guys. This is what it's all about. If you can run at people, you can bring people in motion like Loveland, base reach people, blow 43 off the football, blow defensive ends off the football all game long. Finally, you get him too aggressive. You throw it over his head for a nice play. Good job by the Bears here.
We talked about blocking last time, stats for Colston Loveland. Let's talk about receiving. Done a really great job receiving the last couple of weeks, getting up there more and more each and every week, being a great target. And I want to say he's had great hands. One thing I noticed, the last 3 weeks, he's caught 13 of 15 passes thrown his way. Very low drop rate. Colston Loveland doing a really good job this season, catching the football, being that sure-handed target for Caleb Williams.
All right, this next play is one of my favorite plays the Bears like to run. You can see Colston Loveland lined up right there in a standard tight end alignment, maybe a little bit off the ball right there. But what the Bears are going to do is they're going to bring Cole Kmet in motion pre-snap, and he's going to come back and kick out the defensive end right there. We're going to get a double team right here, working up to the linebacker, and basically the goal is to get a seal here, have the tight end come in and back out to get a seal there, and have the running back just hit the seam just like that. It's pretty simple football, but it's a really cool design using motion and alignment. Again, I want you guys to watch this double team. Loveland does a really good job. Like we saw before, defensive tackle goes away, works up to the next level. He times it up beautifully. Colston Loveland starting to figure out the timing of the blocking game, which makes him an extra dangerous weapon for this offense. Let's check it out. There's Kmet in motion. There he stops, goes back around, kick out block. Running back hits that seam. Nice run. All right, let's look at Colston Loveland right here. This is really good. He goes in for the double team. The defensive tackle goes away like we saw before. They teach these guys, the guy you're supposed to double team goes inside, work up to the next level. Right there, perfect. This is great. This is awesome right here. This is one of those things where DeAndre Swift now is one-on-one on a DB. He cuts back inside, and it's still a really nice run. But I almost would like DeAndre Swift, and I understand hindsight's 2020, to attack the outside shoulder of this corner and see if you can turn this into a really big run. I think this is where if they get a more athletic running back, and Kyle Monungai can be that kind of runner in terms of turning medium-sized runs into big runs, I think that can add another layer to this offense. Because right here, this is perfectly blocked, right? You're into the second level. You got a hat on one of these guys with 15. You just need to make this guy miss, and Swift kind of just cuts back into the help there. Again, I don't want to be too critical of Swift. He's a good player. But the reality is this should have been a monster play for the Bears because this is beautifully well blocked. Kmet with good effort there to secure the in-man line of scrimmage. Again, Loveland does a great job. Guy goes inside. Benedict drives him inside. That's awesome from number 79. Loveland immediately goes up and picks up the linebacker. Again, great base, great technique, great pad level across the board. Maybe a little bit high, but otherwise really good job there from 84. Really well blocked. This was a nice play for the Bears, and I expect a lot more of this kind of offense going forward. All right, for the wide copy, you can see Loveland right there. You're going to see 85 come in motion. All right, he's going to go back out, secure the in man. Look at this hole. And this is what I'm talking about. Man, if you attack past the hash, you could really have creased the Minnesota Vikings. By cutting back inside right there, you're running right into the help, man. Ugh. I'm trying not to be too critical of DeAndre Swift because he's a good player, but man, right here, I mean, this has a chance to be like a 50-yard run if you just attack one-on-one and beat this corner. Unfortunately, he cuts back inside, which is exactly what the cornerback wants, right? He's outside contained. He wants to force you back inside, and you kind of gave him exactly what he wanted there. But if you look at this double team right here, Loveland fires up, gives a little bit of help, but he doesn't go too far inside, works up to the next level right there. Doesn't hold, lets him go. Really smart there because these referees, these officials, they're looking for guys staying on too long to their blocks. Colston Loveland's a smart player already as a rookie. Does a good job executing the assignment. Helps open up the huge crease, but doesn't hold, doesn't do anything stupid. Really good job right here by the young tight end. All right, quick break in the film review. Look, I was taught to break down film by my college coaches at the Division I level. All the players are. It's just a fact of playing football at that level. And I want to take this opportunity to give you guys, the average fan, more opportunities to get that insider knowledge of how the game is taught at that highest level of college football. I created a checklist, a step-by-step guide for you guys, 100% free. That's based on how I was taught to break down film by my coaches and that I use today to create these film reviews. There's a link in the description box below that'll take you right to it. I really appreciate it if you guys decide to get it. Again, 100% free, just trying to share information to you guys, stuff that was taught to me by my coaches. But without further ado, let's get back into the film. All right, this next play is something Colston Loveland needs to work on, and there he is, 84 on the left side of your screen. He's lined up where a tight end would be, but he's in a two-point stance, kind of like a slot wide receiver. But it's going to be an inside run here, and it's going to be a standard zone concept. We're going to get 73 working that direction, 58 working this direction, center working up here, then working up to the next level, 62 taking this step, working up to this level here, Benedette working this direction, and Loveland's going to take this gap and take whoever comes, most likely this guy, and it's just going to be an inside run this direction from Kamanungai, trying to get north and south wherever he can. It looks like the Bears should have numbers, but you need key blocks. You need to get people cut off, and Colston Loveland right here doesn't do nearly enough, something he needs to work on. When he's in a three-point stance and he gets on the line of scrimmage, or when he goes in motion, he can be a beast, but when he kind of lines up like a wide receiver, it's almost like his mindset changes or something. He's not nearly a good blocker, something he needs to improve on. Let's check it out. There's a snap, the inside run, minimal gain. Could have probably scored if we're being totally honest, especially if Colston Loveland does a better job right here. I mean, you got to do a better block right like this. You just kind of miss him a little bit. 55 makes the play. It's one of those things, I think if Loveland is in a three-point stance, he fires off and gets some movement and seals him outside. But I think because he's in a two-point stance, you see kind of his awkward. His first step is kind of back into like a blocking position, and then he's already beat inside at that point. Doesn't stand a chance. He's got to learn to block out of a two-point stance. You know, obviously it's a skill that's really hard to master. Very few people can do it. Obviously, as a tight end, he's going to have be in opportunities where he's lined up as a wide receiver where he's going to have to block. Because one of the things that the Bears really want to do is they want to get in packages and personnel groupings where the defense thinks it's going to be passed, and they line up in a light box like we see here. And the Bears are going to want to attack it with inside runs. But it only works if you have tight ends like Loveland here who can block out of two-point stances, out of those packages, out of those formations. Right here, not nearly good enough from Colston Loveland. I think his heart's in the right place. He's trying to block. He's trying to get down inside. You can see him pound his feet. I just think he's just a little slow, a little uncomfortable out of that stance. Again, if he was in a three-point stance, I think he would have fired off on the inside shoulder and gotten it done. I mean, we've seen this in the entire film review. We've seen it in his entire rookie season. But right now, Colston Loveland in a two-point stance, not what you want to see as a blocker.
One thing that I think could be worked on for Colston Loveland, I think he needs to get more looks in the red zone. He's only got 2 touchdowns on the season. I think this is a guy that Caleb Williams could grow into looking for in that red zone. Like I said, he's got great hands, doesn't drop many balls, so I think this could be good. Also, I'd like to see him in a few more big plays. We've seen him get a couple of long ones these past couple of weeks, 24 this week, 20-yard catch last week, and 58-yard 2 weeks ago, but I think we could see even more. I think this is a guy that matches up well as a big play threat because of his receiving prowess. We saw it at Michigan. But again, Colston Loveland, big play threat in the receiving game, but also a big red zone threat as well. That's where I think that the Bears could improve in their utilization of Colston Loveland.
All right, let's end on a downfield passing attempt from the Chicago Bears. There's Colston Loveland right there, lined up basically as a slot wide receiver, split off the football right there. Number 10 is going to come in motion, kind of attack the flat. We're going to get a curl route right here. We're going to get Loveland attacking the seam with the post route. We're going to get DJ Moore right here settling up with the hook, right? This is a very simple standard concept. You're just trying to attack certain defenders and read certain defenders. But what's going to happen is the protection is going to break down and Caleb Williams is going to have to escape. Loveland does a great job working his route, fighting back to the football, helping his quarterback out, coming up with a big reception. I love his mentality and I love the connection that him and Caleb Williams have. Let's check it out. There's a snap. He's got time, but he's running out of time. He scrambles, breaks down, stays alive, fires a strike, and there's Colston Loveland right there at the bottom of your screen. Kind of goes out of the frame right there, but catches the football for a positive gain. And you can see Loveland would go all the way back to the beginning here. Again, he runs the route, attacks the middle of the defense, not open at all, but keeps working. Right here, he's covered, but he fights back through number 7. See how he goes back to the quarterback? I love this attack approach right here by Colston Loveland. This is what we talk about all the time, saying get back to the quarterback, make it easier for your quarterback, get back to the football. Good job right there by the young tight end. And you can see why the Bears and Caleb Williams are so high on him. Look, as a blocker, he's getting better and better. He's versatile. He can be part of 2 tight end packages, 3 tight end packages. He can go in motion, right? He's obviously a good receiver, whether he's running play action routes or attacking vertically as a slot receiver. Needs to work on his blocking out of this 2-point stance, but overall, Colston Loveland is very quickly becoming an elite playmaker in every phase for this Bears offense.